today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Two teams here fresh off week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? This fielded right at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they get him down at about the 17-yard line. Looking to throw right away. Pickett. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally. To the air on first down with Pickett. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. The Steelers at 1-0 on the year following the win in week 1. And they were able to get that road victory in the opener. And now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing on 3rd down. Here's Pickett. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Going for it on 4th down. Here's Pickett. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he's got it to about the 40. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 33. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up. This defense for the Steelers, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance. I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. And Chubb will try the middle here. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They'll try the air now with Watson. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
I don't care who you are. 60 yards is a very ambitious attempt. Hard to make even in practice in the best of conditions. And now, worst of all, you give the other guys the ball to start their drive at midfield.
On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. Oh, he's got a little daylight. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And that's exactly what you're looking for at the inside linebacker spot. Versatility. He can drop into coverage, or as he did on that last play, use his speed to get to the perimeter and knock the ball carrier for a loss.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Schwartz. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
We're scoreless after 1. Here we go now on 1st and goal. They run it again with Chubb. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
Hunt will score. Touchdown, Cleveland. So a good job there, Charles, taking advantage of the short field, and they score first, punching it in on the short touchdown run.
I love the theme there, right? They didn't have to do anything big on that drive. Took advantage of where they were on the field, took it downfield, put the ball in the end zone. The only thing big on that drive, the 6 on the scoreboard.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a maker.
Oh, now Harris lost it. It's a fumble.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home, the next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he will have a Steelers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Pickett now to throw off the play fake. Pass complete. George Pickens with it. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it into double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit and won his 1-on-2 matchup.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
On 2nd and 11 now. Pickett. Completion here to Claypool. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Harris running straight ahead. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Pickett. Rush coming, and he's taken down. It's J.O.K. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah in there for the sack. Throwing on 2nd and long. Pickett. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he'll be brought down at the 27. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. 47 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb to about the 33-yard line.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
2nd and 6. Now Watson. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch it. Doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now it's Watson. Escaping the pressure. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. T.J. Watt, the All-Pro, in there to take him down. On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down and 6. Now Pickett. It's brought in by Harris. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the first half. Here's Pickett. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Back to throw, Watson. And he completes it to Hunt. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That'll give him 8 that time. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. To throw is Watson. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Taking it right down Broadway. 20, 10. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Brutal. So take away the long touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
Watson. Right back to Njoku.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. To the air yet again, Watson. Flush to his right. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A gain of 32 that time.
It doesn't look like this defense found the magic elixir at halftime. This offense was rolling in the first half, and that's continued here in the third quarter. Another big play right there.
Here's a handoff to Hunt running left. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 69 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on first down. And this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
Here's Watson on the sneak. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Deshaun Watson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They make their second half debut here. Things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3-and-out.
Here we go. It's Pickett on 4th down. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a 1st down. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now 21-0. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
He's got this to Pickens. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. Pickett now on 1st down. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Dancing to his left. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break, contain, and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
He finds his target, Allen. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 37. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Pickett. He gets it complete to Harris. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. That's just his 2nd catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game, and they've done a great job of doing that.
Pickett to throw on 1st down. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Jet sweep. Here's Pickens with it. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Robert Spillane. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. But just add that to the list of great moments for this defense today. They've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick 6, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, and they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, And how about him culminating with a pick six?
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. Silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you or what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run, have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They run for it with Harris, and he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. He needed two. He barely got back to the line of scrimmage. And that will force a turnover on downs. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that was not what you would call straight line pursuit for a middle linebacker to make this play. He's got to work his way through the clutter to get to the ball carrier on the outside. And he does exactly that. That's called avoiding the trash.
On 2nd and 11 now. Watson. He'll get this one underneath to Hunt. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Now, this offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing now, Watson. They set up the screen to Chubb. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
At the 14-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Watson. And he's got his man on the out route. Yeah, the Browns are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. They have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. York on now for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Pickett back to throw. But he's got his target, Harris. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Pickett, he's going to throw it again. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
So not just a blowout win for them today, Charles, but a shutout blowout win as well. Clearly just a superior effort on both sides of the ball.
Hey, didn't it feel like you get a touchdown, you get a touchdown, and then the defense jumped up and said, hold it, we're getting involved as well. You're exactly right. Big points, both sides contributing, a full team win.
So for Cleveland, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll have another road date next week with the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears.
I'm playing to win. Back on the wall, I'm ready for war. If I beat them before, I could beat them again. They thought I was done. I went on a run and beat all the odds and got even again. Watch what you say, I'm not one of them. When I jump in my bag, I could jump out the gym. Take a look at my legacy.
Got your best friend hanging out the arm though. Got game like I'm dropping me a console. No, I don't swim, but I give a now flex. While you there looking the best, feel the get up in your chest while I soak up my success, getting tokens for your stress. I'll be making all the checks anytime you see me step on a stage, acting real soft like my skin coming beige. Gonna step out and with him, girl, you fake. Try to get it out, what you handsome, you ain't dance on. Tell your boyfriend go and put your pants on. Down, the best friend. She went and did the same thing. I'm really mad, but she won't know. Everything has gotta be cool when we living so cold. Feel it in your bones. You ain't gonna feel it till I'm gone. Caught up in your feelings, now you froze. And everything around you getting cold. The chill is in my bones. Caught up in my feelings, now I'm froze. I don't really feel it till you gone. And everything around me getting I'm gonzo, headed where the homie live, cause it's on though. I was chasing 3 women like I'm Mojo Jojo, so my girl got mad and she my bro. Monica, you're wrong though, that's against a bro code. Headed to his home though, no we living solo. Vertebrae, got this broken to his place. It's chilling in space, yeah. From then I say it's evidence you entertain my loyalty to infiltrate. The only woman that I claim to risk your life to get some strange. All my anger is a pain, you didn't know that I'm a saint. I will blow your up, then I again. Go. Feel it in your bones. You ain't gonna feel it till I'm gone. Caught up in your feelings, now you froze. And everything around you getting cold. The chill is in my bones. Caught up in my feelings, now I'm froze. I
another one. We got another one. It's her. Who that? Big baby slide through in that drop top. Something by Benz looking cute. That's honest. Her and her friends, big blinks and snatch waist. Yeah, she brought the. Ain't no way somebody daddy ain't gon' give her the spins with her ends. Cause yeah, she did it. She did it again. A few more tracks and this time she bought friends. Big baby on her way up and showed the stairs to a man's. Now salute the general. TGLX got plans. Yeah. Damn, it's the intro? Yes, it's the intro. Damn, this is the intro? Yes, it's the intro.
They don't know what they in for. If we coming like this on the intro, what they here for? If they want the heat, you know who to send for your info. Buy my money like Venmo. If this music don't work out, I know how to get it from my ends low. How you feel though? Cause hey, they can't rock with us. Galaxy ain't no stopping this. They ain't trying to steal my style. I'm feeling like I just shopping. Can't trust him cause he not my. Cause we worried about getting figures. All my ain't father figures, just know my quick to pop it.
Damn, it's the intro? Yes, it's the intro. Damn, this is the intro? Yes, it's the intro. Damn, it's the intro? Yes, it's the intro. Damn, this is the intro? Yes, it's the intro.